Hi guys, this is Brian from Echo1 USA, and in this video I'm going to take apart the Echo1 240B. So here we go. Let me go ahead and start. Take off the heat shield. It's just pressed on there. For the outer barrel, well, first off, to take apart the gearbox, I found out the easiest way is to remove the outer barrel and the stock, just so you have a smaller work environment, just because it's just a massive gun. I can't even fit it in my screen from my camera. So what I'm going to do is, you have the carry handle like so. Notice this little part, it wiggles. You pull up, it doesn't move, the little silver part. So if you pull on it without pulling up, it doesn't move. Press in the release button, whole thing moves forward or up, and now you can wiggle the outer barrel with this button pressed in all the time. And here is your outer barrel. So I already did a video. I would say check down below. There's in the description a link for that video, like on how to take this apart to change the hop-up bucking and everything if needed. I'm just going to put that aside for now. And now let me get the stock off. When the stock is flush like this, that means it's secure. It's not going to loosen. Just let me go ahead. This gun's been used quite a bit. The guy sent it in for, I think he said it's not working. Something with the, there you go, just tap it. Super snug. What I do is I pull up halfway, notice the cut here on the stock, and then you can wiggle it out. Notice how there's the cavity here, coincides with here. Okay, nice. You can see that. Let me turn it. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, anyways, this will be good. I can show you how to take the gearbox apart and drop in a new wire harness. So, no worries. Let me go ahead and take off the lower trigger grip. Just tap it. Take out the pin. There's a lip up here that catches with this. Here's your trigger, safety. Let's put that in for now. Okay. Okay, super dusty. Okay. Now, to take apart the gearbox, you have the nozzle up here, which is in a housing up front. And you can't really just slide it out. It looks like you can, but you can't. So you have to actually take off the heat shield. Let me show you how to do that real quick. What I do so I don't lose stuff, if you notice, you have the plate or the wall for the body here, then the top cover, and then a small silver washer on either side. So you don't want to lose those. Stick a pen or device through here. If you don't just lose it and it comes free, you just don't want it to jump out. Just pry up. Okay. Those are the parts I'm talking about. They just basically act like a little washer, so there's no wiggle. Put that aside. So I don't lose it. Whatever. Okay, almost there. Now to get to gearbox. You can use a flathead. Take off these two screws. Then I use an Allen. Yeah, I believe this one's a 3 or 3.5. Take that out. Slides back. Little lip and notch up here. So once you take off flathead, Allen, whole unit slides up and back. Okay. Now I can use a 2mm Allen on either side. Okay, now you notice the gearbox dropped just a little smidge. It is wiggly, but I have to take off the 2 screws in here, which are on the other side of right here. Otherwise, I can slide up, gearbox moves, but I can't get to it. Nope. Just pull back the charging handle a little, so kind of move the spring. Okay, it's out. Oh. Okay, with this, you have the 2 screws and little lock washers. Put those aside. Okay, now I can lift up. It's catching on spring part. Press that forward. Gently wiggle the wires through. Try not to cause any more damage. Okay. Nice. Okay, here is the damage. Doesn't look that bad. Let me go ahead and pop on a new trigger switch and a new wire harness. Be right back. Okay, now I just reattached a new trigger switch and a new wire harness with a MOSFET. Basically replaced all this and get this gun back on the battlefield. What I'm going to do is just slide this wire through the bottom part. Slide it through the bottom. No. What I did is press that button in so this can slide in, drop down. Okay. Now if you tighten down all these back screws, you're going to notice that this one is kind of being pulled at an angle, so it's always better to tighten these first. Just hand tighten. Okay. Tighten halfway, because it's conical. You don't want to have to like warp it, or not warp it, but pull one side more than the other. First just thread it in there. Now you can tighten this one down and the other one. Okay. Now for this part, slide in place. If you have to, you can tap it forward. This one's good. Grab your 3mm Allen key. Tighten that down. Flathead and flathead. Okay. Okay, just pop that in and good. Plug in a battery. Sweet. Okay, now for the stock. I've noticed a lot of people online say when they put the stock on, I guess they use a hammer or something like that, somehow break the stock and damage the wires. That wasn't the case for this guy. He just kind of like melted, and then I don't know what he did. Anyways, trick is either you plug your battery in and kind of scoot it up. There's also a manual online in a PDF form. Or you can do is gently bend the wires if you want. Okay, what we want to do is make it easier so you can install the stock. What you can do is bend the wires out a little, like when they come, like how I just showed you when I dropped it on the gearbox. Or not dropped it, but dropped the parts on, that the plugs stick straight out. So if you bend it just up a little, you can easily drop it down like so, and your wires aren't cut. Stock is secure. It's super tight. That's what you want to do, and no wire damage. So let me put this back together. Drop it down there. Just stick like the tool through. Kind of line up those little washers. Press down a little spring part. Tap it through and good. What I'm going to do is back this little thin wire out for the mag, because how all the wires are on the bottom compartment. Just put it up a little more like this, and you're good to go. And here is that Z pattern like in the manual. How the wires like that. Also, if you check on the bottom in the description down here, you're going to see a link for the gearbox take apart. So if you want to follow this video and then say, hey, I want to change my hop-up unit, there's a video for that. And then also, hey, I want to take apart my gearbox, what kind of parts do I have? It talks about like the 8mm bearings, the steel piston rack on the piston inside the gearbox, and all the other good stuff. So let me go ahead and put this back, slide it down. Okay. Good. Also, you might want to apply a little oil or grease on the lugs here, just so it's easier to remove and install later. Slide in at 12 o'clock position. If you have it at an off angle, it's not going to go. 12 o'clock high. Pop it in, press the button, wiggle it back. Notice it's flush. This moves freely. If it's not moving freely, you either have something jammed in here or the threads aren't lined up. So take it out and do it again. And that is the beast of the Echo1 240B. This has been Brian from Echo1 USA, and thanks for watching.